The eldest daughter is not strong by nature. She becomes strong because weakness was never an option. And if that sentence feels uncomfortably familiar, this conversation is for you. Welcome back to Psychology at Night channel. Tonight, we're opening up a deeply relatable topic, the psychology of eldest daughters, and what many psychologists informally call eldest daughter syndrome. Why do eldest daughters often carry an invisible pressure? Why do they feel responsible for everything in the family, even things they never chose? If you've ever felt like you were forced into adulthood too early, please stay. Tonight, we explore this together. Psychologists often describe the eldest child as the family's first experiment. They are the first to experience expectations, rules, discipline, and pressure without any reference point. According to developmental psychology, firstborn children are more likely to be assigned adult-like responsibilities earlier than their siblings, and for eldest daughters, this effect is often intensified by gender roles. The most noticeable trait in eldest daughters is heightened responsibility. From a young age, they learn to care, organize, and manage, not only chores like cleaning or feeding siblings, but often emotional regulation inside the household. Many eldest daughters unconsciously take on the role of the mediator, the emotional stabilizer, the one who keeps things together. Psychologists call this process parentification, when a child is placed in a caregiving or emotional support role that exceeds their developmental stage. And here's the key point. Children who are parentified often learn that love and safety are conditional on usefulness. The second core trait is perfectionism. Eldest daughters often believe, if I do everything right, nothing will fall apart. This isn't arrogance. It's adaptation. Research in family systems psychology shows that firstborn children are more likely to internalize failure as a personal flaw, not a situational event. The cost of this perfectionism is chronic anxiety, fear of mistakes, fear of disappointing others, fear of being seen as weak. Their nervous system stays alert because mistakes once carried emotional consequences. And here is the most critical psychological point. The eldest daughter often becomes the strong one. They suppress exhaustion. They suppress emotional needs. They suppress vulnerability. Because somewhere along the way, they learned, if I fall apart, everything falls apart. Psychologists note that long-term emotional suppression doesn't disappear. It accumulates quietly, internally, until it shows up later in life. Constantly putting others first leads to emotional burnout. As eldest daughters grow older, this pattern doesn't vanish. It follows them into romantic relationships, workplaces, and friendships. They become reliable, dependable, strong, but they struggle with receiving. Many report feeling uncomfortable when others care for them because they were conditioned to be the caregiver, not the cared for. One of the most common psychological struggles is boundary confusion. Eldest daughters often have difficulty saying no, not because they lack boundaries, but because their boundaries were never respected early on. From a psychological standpoint, boundary issues are not personality flaws. They are learned survival responses. Saying no once meant guilt, conflict, and emotional withdrawal from caregivers, so the nervous system learned compliance equals safety. What the eldest daughter truly needs is recognition without conditions, not appreciation for sacrifice, not praise for responsibility, but permission to be imperfect, tired, emotionally needy, human. Psychologists emphasize that healing begins when responsibility is reframed as a choice, not a lifelong obligation. You are not responsible for holding the world together. Understanding eldest daughter syndrome is not about blame. It's about awareness. Awareness allows the nervous system to relax. The first step is emotional permission, allowing yourself to feel tired without self-judgment. Rest is not irresponsibility. It is nervous system repair. The second step is boundary practice, using simple phrases like, "I can't do that right now," or "I need time for myself." Psychologists note that boundary setting initially feels unsafe, but over time, it retrains the nervous system to tolerate self-protection. The third step is delegation and trust. Let others help. Let others fail. Let others grow. Control is not strength. It's often fear disguised as responsibility. Dear eldest daughter, you didn't become strong because you wanted to. You became strong because you had to. And you did well, so well. But remember this. Your value is not measured by what you carry, but by who you are, even when you put the weight down. Thank you for spending this evening with me. If this video resonated with you, share your story in the comments. You're not alone, and you never were. Good night.